UX can balance product more effectively because UX comes in with a point of view. I think that the UX teams that struggle are the teams that didn't really ever develop a point of view of their own about the nature of the product, the direction of the product, the nature of the problem and the solution. And that, because they didn't have a point of view, that made it very easy for product managers to come in and say, well, I think we should do it this way. And then design didn't really have, an alternative to offer. And so product management ends up sort of having more influence as a result.
Yeah, I can say only about the design scene here in Israel. Maybe it's very different than the US. But in design, we had like more usability and UX people in the past. Now it's more what we call UI UX, and then it's
Yes.
like the same as the designers and the people doing research and the high level functionality. It's all like flattened into just deliver the design in the end.
Right. Yeah, I would say that that's one of the big things that's happened is that as there's this kind of foundational UX work, which is around research, developing insights, and asking questions, and following those questions, and nurturing, cultivating, growing your understanding of the problem as you go. So there's this one mode, this one model, which is I would think of as being the more historically dominant model, which was the model of it's really driven by inquiry and seeking understanding. But we did eventually have to deliver a design at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
so our delivery practices have gotten really robust. And now you can build entire teams that just do the delivery piece, and you don't even have to think about that other piece. I mean, you should, but you don't have to. And if you don't have to, then a lot of organizations will. And so that's how you end up with these teams which have had these gigantic sort of design delivery machines that aren't doing any of that research inquiry. They aren't actually doing any design work that's insight driven. And now, because of the way that their systems are set up, they can't, because they're
Yeah.
locked into, we just got to keep moving the designs along,
Yeah.
and get it out,
Deliver.
get the
We
designs
need
out
to
the door.
deliver.
Deliver. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So why do you think user-centered design did not pave the way for user-centered enterprise?
Oh man, that is a big question. That is a complex question. I think there are a bunch of pieces to it. I think that I think that we collectively, the people who have been involved in trying to make headway for user-centered enterprise for the last 20 years, I think we underestimated the scale of the challenge. And I think especially we underestimated the scale of the resistance to what we had to offer. I think that in a lot of cases, because we tend to be idealists.
We're creative, we're thinking big, we're thinking differently,
Yeah,
and yeah,
absolutely, and we tend to operate as user-centered, as human-centered designers. We tend to operate from a place of generosity toward our fellow human beings. We tend to operate from a place of assuming the best intent, assuming goodwill,
yeah,
assuming that mutual understanding is possible.
yeah,
And when it comes to some of this stuff, I think that a lot of teams feel like, we'll go out, we do the research, we'll get together a bunch of insights, and then the insights will speak for themselves. They will be so clear and compelling that the executive team is all just going to like boop boop boop. All the light bulbs are going to go off across everybody sitting around the table, and they're just going to turn around and boom, they're just going to give design exactly what they want as a result. And it's more difficult than that. And, honestly, I think one of the big challenges that design and design leaders face is that people can say no to you and they don't have to have a reason.
Of course.
It's not even that they don't even have to have a good reason. They don't have to have any reason. They can just
Yeah.
say no, and you're just stuck. And
Yeah.
so all of your arguments and all of your pure thinking and your pure conceptualization, they just don't matter if you're not able to bring the people around who have to be okay with what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that a lack of attention to the relationship building that is required to actually drive good design work, and not leaning on the design work to speak for itself, is one of the biggest things that I think we have not given enough time,
Yeah.
energy, space, attention to as a community. Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree that sometimes the ability to convey the ideas and to persuade people to why did we do these things is much more important than the result.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes when you learn about UX, there is a big emphasis on visuals or about a way of thinking or doing research sometimes. But actually, if you want to lead something in any company, you need to know how to do it. And
Yeah.
sometimes you don't get the permission or you don't have the power to do so. And sometimes even you do have the power, but you are not really succeeding in persuading people to listen to you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that I think again because so many design leaders become design leaders because they were really good designers. Um,